is up, everybody? I am Cortland,
And I'm Justin.
and welcome to Better Off Reds, your weekly and as of late bi-weekly Reds talk show. We try to do live shows every Thursday at 8:30 p.m.
We try
on Facebook and YouTube, and after the show is ended, we put the podcast on your favorite podcasting apps later that same
What
night.
episode is this? What number?
17.
The notes, for some reason, they say 1176. I have no idea why. Maybe I wrote that by accident. I don't know.
We're gonna have to Google what happened in 1176. That sounds like a pretty historic date.
Yeah, it does. You mentioned that we try to go live weekly. I think we have a higher success percentage than the bullpen.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think that's any kind of question.
Mm-hmm.
May 29th, 1176. The battle
May 29th.
of
Wow.
The Battle of Legnano, L-E-G and Legnano. I don't know how you pronounce it, but that's how it's spelled. The Imperial Army, led by Emperor Frederick, is defeated by forces of the Lombard League, leading to the Pactum Anaginem, the Agreement of Anagine. You're a history major.
Yeah, I'm a history major. I have a bachelor's in history. I've never heard of this before. So
yeah,
maybe I need to give it back. Huh?
I said you learn something new every day.
I'm not really an ancient history kind of guy. I'm more of a, American history. It's kind of my thing. But, I know a little bit about Rome, Greece,
Man, you did. It says this is episode 1176.
I was just thinking about that war you were just talking about.
Right.
It just was really on my brain.
Gosh.
How are you doing?
Not bad. It's been a busy week. We had kids come back last week. We didn't do an episode last week, but kids came back to school last Thursday through Friday. But those days were really kind of just, all right, let's get the year started kind of a thing. Didn't really do much. This week we've been doing all kinds of stuff. So we've been doing all the pre-tests and all that stuff and getting benchmarks set, and every class kids have just been testing nonstop. So hopefully they tune in tonight to relax a little bit, because
hopefully
they've been busy, man. They've been busier than I have. Technically,
have you all had a lot of like COVID cases in your school, or is it too early to tell?
No, I don't think we've had any. And last year we were one of the only schools around that was semi full time, and we really didn't have a ton all year.
Nice,
so
nice.
I think we have a good process.
Cool.
Our staff is pretty on the nose with that stuff. They don't take any risk or anything. So
yeah, I know Kentucky, we're like lit up red right now. It's
I know Sauter County is the worst in the state, but my school's in Pike County, so it's not as bad as Sauter County. So
nice. So how you been besides that? Besides the old back to school?
Finished my first.
Cortland's in third grade, if you didn't know that.
Can you believe that?
He's in third grade. I'm so proud of him.
I'm one of the biggest third graders in history.
I've just been working, watching some Reds.
Yeah. Been some good games, been some bad games.
Yeah, that roller coaster that we taled about 2 weeks ago, we're still very much
should create
on it.
I mean, they got the theme park right there, right down the street at Kings Island. They should make a Reds roller coaster.
They should. Season. And like each year customize it. So like based on the previous year. So like you go up like, oh, we're playing the Pirates. And it's like, oh, but now we're playing the Brewers.
It's like a 500-foot incline and then into a 1,000-foot drop.
Yeah. Well, that would suck. Go into the ground. But
take the rails off a couple sections depending on where you're at. And hopefully you just land on the other side.
Yeah. So yeah, but anyway, I've been good. But wanted to talk about a lot of stuff has happened actually since we last came on. It's really unfortunate that we didn't do a show last week, because last week was probably the most eventful week of the season. Would you agree with that statement?
Yes, it was very much so.
Yeah.
In terms of records and records and spots and all that stuff, a lot of change happened last week.
Yeah. And it's kind of continued into this week too. Mm-hmm. It's just been a really, I don't know. The team feels different right now. I know that we'll talk about the Brewer series here in a minute, but it just feels like I guess like ownership has finally woken up a little bit. Like I know they made the trades great, but like they're actually making some pretty bold moves. Like one of the first ones, I'm going to go out of order here. One of the first big moves they made is they finally admitted that the signing of Sean Doolittle was a mistake, and they designated him for assignment. Dude just wasn't good. Not for us anyway. Maybe he'll be good for the Mariners. They picked him up today. Who knows?
Was he on the A's? Is that who he was good with?
I think he went from the A's to the Nationals to the Reds, I think. Kind of a journeyman, if you will. Yeah. But the A's is like, I honestly think he'll be a broadcaster for the A's. He'll be like the Sam LeCure type guy, which I can't get over how much I just absolutely love Sam LeCure. I want to be friends with that dude.
He's so funny.
I know. I just want to like hang out with him just once. I feel like he'd be real fun, don't you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's blunt. He's blunt, man. Gosh, if you put him on something like this, like where nobody like knows he's on here, he'd probably just start spouting off absolute nonsense.
Yeah. Fun fact, I realized I forgot to change the banner behind us. My bad. The show has already started. But yeah, they finally got rid of him. He just really, just to put it bluntly, I guess, as you said, sucked.
Yeah.
There's really no way around it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying I would do a better job.
I mean, they tried. Because I know there was a while there that people wanted him gone, and he kind of had. I mean, I wouldn't say redemption, obviously, because he got dropped, but he had little spurts that you thought maybe he might turn it around, and it just completely fell off the wagon again. Like,
do you know what MLB.com has his nickname listed as?
No,
Obi-Sean. Obi-Sean Kenobi. Well,
Obi-Sean Kenobi.
Forrest was not with him this year.
It wasn't.
This year he did have a 3-1 record, but a 4.46 ERA. I'm surprised he only had one loss. That sounds very low for him.
I mean, that ERA isn't awful either.
It's not
compared
awful
to some that we've had this season.
No, but I feel like every situation he was put in was like, "Hey, we really need you just to like get people out," and he was like, "I'm not going to do that."
No, you mean 4 more runs? I got you covered.
Sure thing, pal. Let's see here. Where is it? His away, he did much better at home. At home, he had a 3.38 ERA. He actually had more innings pitched at home too. Away, 17 innings and a 5.82 ERA. He also pitched better in the day instead of the night. He does wear those goggles. Maybe it's a vision thing.
Yeah. But the weird stance too, where he holds the glove like up.
Yeah.
He's like eating it. Yeah.
I think I'm going to throw a baseball, but this is how I want to start it. Let's see. His July numbers, I mean, he actually didn't do that bad at 2.70 ERA, but I mean, I don't know. Just wasn't meant to be. Post All-Star break, he actually saw a decline of 5.87 ERA compared to a 4.11 before the All-Star break. Kind of sucked versus righties and lefties. I mean, here we go. Here's a good one. When the bases were empty, he did okay. When there was a runner at third, he has an ERA of 27, but he only has.
Holy crap!
Yeah, it looks like he's only faced maybe one batter in that situation though, which sounds very odd. When there's a runner at first and third, he has an ERA of 27, and a runner at second and third, an ERA of 13.50. So, yeah, the guy had some problems.
27.
It looks like insane. I've never really dove into his numbers until this moment, and then for some reason I decided to do it right now. But it looks like when he had nobody on, he was okay. But it was just whenever he had people on, he just folded.
And that's kind of when they would put him in. They put him in to just get that last out.
They're like, 2 outs, and there's a runner on third. Let's see if Sean Doolittle can save the day. And he's like, no, I'm going to eat this baseball glove and then go home. Yeah. But no, I mean, I think he's a cool guy. I mean, I don't have anything against him as like a person. It just sucked. Every time they bring him in, I was like, Jesus Christ, it's Sean Doolittle time. This sucks. But yeah, but they got rid of him. So I feel like that's a good step. What's the next piece if you want to jump ahead that note?
Yeah, they did something we've kind of been asking for a long time. They brought up Jose Barrero, and he is up, but he's not doing the greatest. He looked like the first game he was up. I watched that game, and I will say his at bat in the first game, it looked good. It looked like he might start doing what he was doing in the minors, but he has not. Lately, he's only had 12 at bats, and he's batting 167. He's basically a young Suarez, so he's not doing what we wanted him to do in replacing Suarez with the hot bat. He's basically doing exactly what Suarez was doing. But yeah, that one has not panned out yet. Again, 12 at bats. I know there's not a lot of time left. It's a small sample size, but you don't like to see what was he like 330 or 308 or something like that in the minors?
Yeah. He was really good in the minors.
And he just completely dropped off.
Yeah,
he looks good.
303 in the minors.
Good. Yeah, 303. Okay.
303, 17 homers, 62 RBI, 15 stolen bases. He's been really used in pinch hit situations, it seems like. And it's got to be hard to get a rhythm when you're not playing every day. But when you've got like the infield of Votto, India, even Farmer, he could play third. Yeah. Moose is kind of doing some things.
Yeah.
Here and there. Suarez, it's Suarez. Right. You could put him at third, maybe, if he could play that. India is a natural third baseman. That's what he came up as.
Right.
And you could put Barrero at second.
Just so good.
He does, man. He's rookie of the year. He's rookie of the year. If anyone says differently, I don't know
how he can't win it. And it's not a biased thing. Like looking at if you go look at the stats.
Yeah.
Go look at the stats of Jonathan India and Tyler Stevenson.
Gutierrez.
Look at
Gutierrez. If there's a wild card game today, I might put Gutierrez in to pitch that game.
Yeah, I would.
He's been lights out.
Yeah. And we have 3 rookies that are just lighting it up. So the fact that we don't win it with one of the 3, and India is obviously the favorite. Throughout the whole league, at least we think so. But if we can't get one of those guys to win, it's rigged. That's not coming from a red standpoint. That's coming from just look at the stats and pick the guy that has the best stats for a rookie standpoint.
Post All-Star break for Gutierrez. Sorry. 42 and 2/3 innings. He's only given up, he's got 14 earned runs, but he has an ERA of 2.95 with 37 strikeouts. He's only allowed, he's allowed 6 home runs at that time.
He's a rookie,
In August, he has an ERA of 1.67, and that's with 5 starts.
Man.
His July numbers are inflated pretty bad. His May numbers are good. His June, July are not good. His August numbers are phenomenal. Yeah. I don't know if the wild card were today, he might be the guy I send out there to pitch.
I was talking to some of my coworkers. We were talking, it was when the Reds took the spot. It's a thing of like, we want them just to kind of get in this year because they're going to keep this starting rotation. If they can fix the bullpen, I think like 8 starting pitchers that we've cycled through will stay next year. They'll be there. And we have, I think Barrero, you give him some time. Like you said, it's an adjustment. And he was coming into a team playing super hot, and you kind of wanted him to start super hot. But give him some time. He's a rookie. We also thought India was going to get sent back down at one point. But next year, man, it's kind of awesome to think that far ahead. I want us to get in. I'm not saying I don't want that. But next year looks freaking awesome if they can do what they need to do to fix the bullpen. It's still just the only issue. Or the biggest issue, I guess.
Oddsmakers, real quick. On August 16th, they had India as the favorite, and then on August 22nd, they said this race is over. India is now basically the full-on favorite to get it. It was between basically Trevor Rogers and Jonathan India for them. So India has odds of negative 800. Trevor Rogers is over 500.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's honestly not even close. It's like Patrick Wisdom, Ian Anderson, Dylan Carlson. Stevenson's on the list. Jazz Chisholm, I'm surprised, isn't higher.
How do they do that in baseball? Is it kind of like the NBA? They do it before the playoffs or like before the finals kind of thing?
Ooh, I don't actually remember. I think it might be
at the end of the season, the whole season.
I think it might be like during the postseason, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. I can't remember. It might even be after everything. India on a different one. He's under 1,200. He's the favorite to win it. It's got to be Jonathan India. And to think that, like, I hate to say his name, but even like last year, like we had Bauer as Cy Young. This year, we have potentially India as the Rookie of the Year, and even possibly, and I think it's less likely now, Castianos as the MVP. I mean, that's just crazy to think that in 2 years we could have locked down potentially all 3 of those major awards.
Right. And yeah, we had a potential to have 2 guys in the top for the MVP at one point.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really just between those 2 for a while.
Actually, the odds right now, see, this irritates me. Fernando Tatis Jr. is leading, but he's missed like so many games.
Yeah, he's been out so much.
Castellanos isn't even listed anymore, but Votto is now 5th in the odds. It's Tatis, Muncy, Harper, Freeman, Votto, Trey Turner, Austin Riley. Austin Riley, fun fact, I drafted him on my fantasy team and dropped him when he started slow. So I regret that. It is what it is, though. Hang on here. I'm trying to find a different source.
For what? Goodness. For what?
MVP. I can't tell which one's which. They have Votto as like 7th on this one. So, but yeah, Castellanos is pretty much like off the list. It seems like he's on this one for the top 12, but not the top 10. So who knows?
He's doing well, and if he continues what he's doing now since he's been back, and Votto can at least get back to semi what he was doing. I know he was just lights out there for a while, but if Votto could get to the level that Castianos is playing right now, Votto makes a push for top 3 for sure. And I think Castianos could jump into the top 5, no doubt, maybe top 3 if he can continue the trend.
Yeah.
So we might have 2 guys. I know accolades don't really matter if you don't get in, but hey, it would be pretty sweet going into next year. And if we give money to the guys we need to give money to have all those accolades on one team, you're just kind of setting yourself up for success potentially. So I did something to the notes. I bet I messed up.
Oh no, did you delete something?
I added something and it didn't add correctly. So I apologize to all the viewers looking at our notes.
You can't see our notes. Oh, we have a comment. Oh,
it's your boy.
Clark's in the house. Sorry, I am late, fellas. Clark, that's fine. Take your time.
No problem at all.
We're late too. We missed all of last week. I'm trying to find out when they announce these Rookie of the Year. They didn't announce last year's until November, so I would definitely say it'll be after the postseason.
Okay.
So we have a while to wait, and it also depends on how many homers I guess India hits in the World Series.
Yeah.
I'm over under on that. It's like
we were talking about that too. I mean, well, I don't know if we have. Is this in the notes? Because I don't want to spoil all of it.
Just say it.
We were talking. It's just the thing of if we make it in, as sweet as it would be, we're how freaking stacked the NL West is. We would have to be, as of right now, the Dodgers and then the Giants. That is a very, very tall order to get past those 2 teams.
Yeah. Ooh. Clark just said his daughter got Madden 22 this week, and it's been a pain trying to get her to bed. Dude, Madden, I have a love-hate relationship with the new one, but I'm hooked on it right now. Yeah, for sure. Cortland, did you ever pick it up?
I haven't yet. I will. I will very soon. I haven't had time, so I've been waiting till I get some time. So, yeah, but that is the next on my list for sure.
Are we gonna do a Bengals pod? We talk about that?
I don't know.
Or a North? We're talking about the North pod. For the North.
Clark is right. Clark is right. He's coming.
Oh, it only takes 1 game in the wild card. Yeah. I think if they can get in, I really think that they could do something. They're not going to go and do it like last year where they didn't get a single hit. But I mean,
right.
That's just not going to happen again. I don't think. I mean, I could be wrong, but it could. I think it'll be a much better outing than last time.
We have the potential with I think the hot streaks we've had in the last couple of years. They've been hot streaks, but for a team that wasn't that great. I think our hot streaks, if we hit a hot streak, then we have a potential to just absolutely obliterate some people. If we hit at the right time this year, it's very dangerous for teams that are favorites. Like we could easily be the dark horse if the bats are flying when they need to, and the pitching continues to be just as good. Get old Wade Miley in there for another no hitter in the playoffs, but yeah, we have potential for sure, no doubt.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the last two series. Oh wait, hang on. Clark says yes, yeah, me too. PTSD from the series against the Braves last year. That cannot happen again. If that happens again, Bob Castellini just needs to leave town, never come back. Let's talk about this Reds and Marlins series.
Yeah, I posted a funny tweet. I don't know if you ever got to see it. But you remember in Austin Powers, I think it might be 2 or 3, when Dr. Evil has Mini-Me attached to the like the baby leader, and he goes, "Oh, got me a Marlin." I tweeted that with my Jonathan India parody account. That was pretty well received.
Good. That's good.
It was the perfect meme.
That is good. I'll check that out. So tell us what happened with the Marlins, because it was I think we went up on the roller coaster, right?
Yeah, we did. So we sweep the Marlins. So that's the big thing. We did get all 3 games. We were still in the running, I believe. I don't think we had taken it yet when this series started. So we're in the running for the wild card against the Padres. They're dipping off. We get the Marlins, who haven't been doing too hot. So perfect scenario. Castillo through this series, he goes 7 innings with 1 run and 7 Ks. Sonny Gray through this series goes 7 innings, 1 hit, 5 Ks. Miley goes 4.2 innings with 2 runs, 3 Ks. Gutierrez, 7 innings, 1 run, 8 Ks. Givens and Sims both struggled in this series. It's been a while. Sims, I think he pitched both times that I went to the games, and he was rough when I did that. Thanks, Clark.
Clark says good one in regards to, I'm assuming, your meme.
Yes, it was funny. I was
strong meme game.
Very proud of myself. But yeah, the pitching was pretty dominant, other than Givens and Sims through this series. And then Votto and Naquin both homer. Castianos and Moose also homer through this series. So it was just good all around. I know one of the games, I got it right here. Let me find it real quick. We had the first game was 6-1, so that was the blowout. The second game was 5-3, a lot closer than we wanted it to be. I think we had a higher lead than that too, and we gave them a couple late, and then we 7-4 for the third, and then 3-1 for the final. So we get 4 wins in a row for that Marlins series, which was a huge help in the race for the wild card. So what happened after that, Justin?
Let's see here. They went to Milwaukee to face our biggest competition in the division right now, the Brewers, and they turned around on that 4-game win streak and then lost 2 in a row.
Yeah, they looked pretty good too. They looked like the real deal.
Yeah, the Reds were actually in both games until kind of late. They led game 1 until a bullpen collapse in the 7th. Michael Lorenzen just could not get out of a jam. I don't think he had allowed a run until this game, and he just got rocked. Clark says, yes, the meme, Cortland bringing the heat with the memes. Excuse me. And then let's see here. Where was I? Mally did go 5 2/3 with a, I don't know. Looks like I didn't put a number there with a run, 2 runs. I can't remember. 8 Ks in game 1. Castillo went 6 1/3 with 2 runs and 6 Ks in game 2. Castianos hit another home run in game 2, but then in game 3, the Reds meant business. They said, we're done. You're not going to bully us anymore. We're going to beat you to death. And that's what they did. Sonny Gray had a good, strong outing. And then a 3-run homer from India would take the lead.
Yes.
And then that was a 17th home run of the year. Like we said earlier, he is the rookie of the year. No need to wait till November. We're telling you right now. Place your bets. Yeah. Castianos would also hit home run number 24. Maybe when the odds are released, he'll move up a bit. Speaking of Nick Castellanos, Cortland.
Hang on. Pause.
We're live.
Pause me speaking on that. To give your Tyler Malley stats.
Thank you.
Game. 5.2 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, and 8 strikeouts. So
I just left the 1 run off.
Yeah.
So rewind. Speaking of Nick Castellanos, Cortland.
John Heyman tweeted yesterday that Nick Castellanos is likely to opt out. So is this news? No, this is not news. He has an opt out and he's having a career year. So why would he not do this? What was it? I believe 34 million or something like that is like the thing. I saw it. It said 34 million
combined. I think it was like 34 million. But
Right.
Clark also says if India is not the rookie of the year, there should be a federal investigation. And
agree.
also to Castianos, no.
Yeah, it's he's going to enter free agency. Why wouldn't
Yeah.
he? You know, he
Yeah.
was kind of wrote off when he came to us in the first place.
Yeah.
And he has completely turned himself around, so he could get the big bucks. Will we be the ones that make the competitive offer? And will we be given a discount? What do you think?
So I do think that the Reds will kick the tires on him, obviously. And I honestly think, okay, Clark wants to, do we have any chance to keep him? Yes, we do have a chance.
Yeah,
we do.
I think we do.
Yeah. We do. And a couple reasons. So he does have Scott Boras as an agent, who is notorious for being like this.
Is that the Prime Minister of England?
Yeah, that's him. He's a doubles as a baseball agent.
He's a pretty good negotiator.
Yeah. So Scott Boras is his agent. He's notorious for getting the best deals for players. So he will do everything he can to get every penny for his client. And why not? Especially if he does end up in the top 10 MVP voting,
Right.
It's going to make him even more expensive. It does seem like he likes playing in Cincinnati. It seems like he's having a good time. He's also having literally a career year. I don't think his numbers have ever looked like this before. A lot of that probably has to do with the ballpark that is Great American Ballpark. In fact, I will go ahead and look up his splits on that to see how he's hitting at GABP. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not. Let's see here. Got his splits pulled up. But anyway, will the Reds be given a discount? That does kind of go into how much I think he likes it here. Back to the splits. At home, he's hitting 360. So in Great American Ballpark, he's hitting 368, 16 doubles, 1 triple, 17 homers, 51 RBI. That's 201 plate appearances. That's important to know that. 201 plate appearances, okay? Away, 209 plate appearances. He's hit more away than he has at home.
Jeez.
He has a 273 average. It's 100 points less.
At
21
home?
homers. Huh?
At away or at home?
Away.
Okay.
It's almost 100 points less. 21 homer. No, sorry. 7 homers. 21 RBI. 50 strikeouts. Strikeouts are the same. 49 at home, 50 away. So he sees the ball the same no matter where he is. So I mean, if he wants to keep padding those numbers and maybe keep getting paid, I think he stays in Cincinnati. And let's face it, no team's going to open their checkbook and not look at those splits and say, buddy, you did so well because you're in Cincinnati. And I'm not saying he's only good because he's in Cincinnati. He's good.
Right.
He's good. But his numbers are definitely benefiting from playing in Cincinnati.
Another thing, I was thinking about this the other day. A big thing, I don't think it's in the notes. I looked through, we got the Field of Dreams game next year. Does that play into this? Does getting that prime time spot make Bob realize that we need to have these kind of dudes on the team to gain this kind of national coverage? Especially if he finishes in the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
Do we pay him for, I mean, like you said, I know the numbers, they lean more towards the Great American Ballpark. And they might argue that fact. But do we pay him and give him the competitive offer that he needs to stay with us to keep the Reds relevant on the national stage? Because I mean, Votto did it himself while Castianos was gone, but I don't know how much more that can happen. You know, like you think Votto can have another year like he's had and carry the franchise like he has this year?
I'm not entirely sure about that. I am looking at Jesse Winker. So Jesse Winker does not hit, because a lot of that, I think Winker's stuff's going to play into it as well. So Winker does not hit unrestricted free agency until 2024. That's also the first year that Moustakas can come off the books. That's a club option for $20 million. There is a club option for Votto for $20 million. So I mean, you're shaving $40 million off the book. So next year, we're looking at really, I think the only contract that comes off the books is Castianos. So I think realistically they could pay him.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just a matter of will they.
Right.
I just don't know, man. Surely they would look and like know the kind of Clark says you're giving too much credit to Bob.
Trying to be optimistic.
Yeah, I wouldn't be with him. I mean, he's
I know.
if
History doesn't serve me for that one, but
yeah, and there is talks of Major League Baseball implementing a salary cap floor to kind of keep these crap teams from only having 30 million in payroll while another team has 5 players worth 30 million.
Right.
Which would be good. And maybe Bob's thinking about that. Well, they may not implement it this upcoming year, but they might in 2 years. And then I'm going to have to pick up some trash player for 20 million just to hit that threshold. Maybe he's thinking that way. Maybe he's not. I really don't know what he's thinking. I mean, he sleeps most of the time, doesn't he?
Right. I think so. He's got a bed. He's got one of those suites, I think, built into the stadium that he can just take naps in because he's so old.
Yeah. I don't know. I do think that the Reds could possibly get a discount. Now, I don't think he's going to make more than what he's scheduled to make if he accepts the player option. That's for sure. I think you're looking at 25 to 30 million.
Yeah. It's weird because, like, if he does fall off, kind of like you said, not necessarily fall off, but if he falls off enough, then that plays into, well, do we even want him? Like, do we want to pay him the money? It's such a fine line that we're riding with him into the potential playoff spot. Now, I think we get in, he goes lights out in the first series and just lights it up. Then I don't think we have any choice but to give him what he wants.
I mean, he's a fan favorite at this point. I mean, he's a Cincinnati sports icon at this point.
If he can come in,
was everything.
Right. And that's what started the season. That kind of gave this team its identity. Like that was the team's identity.
I mean, everything that he has done since he got here has just been a win mentality.
And a team mentality. He's not trying to be that guy that's like, you're not going to pay me. See you later.
I think if they gave him 3 years, 75 million, if that would get it done, you do it. Because that gets you through the Votto years, the Moustakas years, and the Winker arbitration years.
Right.
With a pretty solid core.
With a young rookie of the year type core on multiple levels, not just one.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'd be a pretty sweet deal. I mean,
because you also don't want to pay him a 10-year deal. He's like, what, 30 something? Nothing against him.
I'm not a fan of that stuff. Now, like I am, like in the case of Votto,
he's 29.
What he's turned in over his contract, and like you look at a guy like India, if he's the rookie of the year, you try to keep that guy as long as you can, and then if he slumps at some point, he slumps at some point. You just can't really. You got to bank on what he's doing now. So. Yeah, I think Castianos, he's not super old, but don't give him a long-term deal to keep him hanging around and keep money over the heads of the over the franchise. So, but no, I'm optimistic about it. I'm not like so upset that he's doing it because, like we said, good for him. But it was a little scary. But I think
if he's looking for a 10-year deal, do you offer it to him?
He's 29.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
No.
I would. Besides, you got outfield prospects that could. I mean, in that 10-year period, you're talking 10 years of draft picks that could be maybe not, but could be as good or better than him, or free agents that could be as good as him or better than him. You don't do it for 10 years. I think 5 is the absolute max, but 3, that's the sweet spot.
And like as of right now, the picks that they have done, other than Senzel just being so injury prone, they've been doing pretty good picking these guys that have been coming up. So. Yeah, I don't think you tie it down like that and lose that ability to draft well. But 5 max for sure. 3 is the sweet spot. I agree with that.
Yeah. All right. So anything else to add on Nick Castellanos?
He's just a G, man. He's just the guy.
He is. He's the best. So let's see. We talked about that. Let's talk about, I did switch it up today. I changed around the division to wild card hunt.
Yeah.
Because we don't care about the rest of the division anymore. We are now in the thick
We
the
are
wild card hunt.
right in the smack dab middle of it. So
Yeah, and I just think that the division race is over. I think the Brewers have it.
oh yeah, after this series, I'm not upset because
Yeah.
they're good. I mean,
Wild
they really
card, I'd be fine with the wild card. It would
Mhm.
suck to play the Dodgers in game one. Clark says he's the best. I think he's talking about Castianos.
Mhm.
It would suck to play the Dodgers or Giants in the wild card. But I mean, they've beaten the Dodgers a few times. I don't think they beat the Giants though, did they?
We didn't get swept, did we?
I don't remember. That was so long ago.
Let's take a look. See, we're going to
Take a look.
Take a gander.
Giants. Yeah, we got swept. We've lost every game to them, including one by a score of 19-4.
Oh, that was that game. Shoot, I forgot about that.
Now most of them were relatively close. 7-6, 3-0. I mean, 3-0 is still within Grand Slam range. 6-3, 4-2, 4-0, and then 19-4. One of these is not like the others.
Right.
So I mean, you're talking one game against the Giants. I'm not feeling so good.
No.
You're talking one game against the Dodgers. I'm feeling much better. Although they do have a series with the Dodgers coming up. They won 5-3, 6-5, and then lost 8-0 to the Dodgers. So they won that series. They have another series coming up in about 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's a for sure. Out of the two potentials right now, that's the best case scenario by far.
The Padres would be actually, but the Padres aren't going to get that spot. I mean, they're done with their division race.
It's so crazy, like because they were so good.
They've just imploded.
I mean, they're still good. They're still good. I'm not saying that. They just kind of fell off the face of the earth because their division's so good.
Dude, their last 10 games, they've gotten beat to like crap teams, man.
Did you see the Orioles beat who'd they beat?
They won?
Yeah. They beat Ohtani. The Angels pitched Ohtani, and the Orioles snapped their losing streak.
Dang, it was like 20 games. The Padres are 2-8 over their last 10. They're on a 3-game losing streak. And like I said, they're not playing good teams. They're playing crap teams. Let me find their schedule real quick.
I'll talk about this while you find it.
Yeah, I'll find it.
So, like we said, Brewers were completely fine with them taking the division because they have an 8.5 game lead at the moment. They are sitting at 78-50, and they are playing like it. So that's completely fine. They can have that. The Reds, we currently have a 1.5 game lead on the Padres for the second wild card spot. So the Dodgers hold the first one at the moment with an 80-47 record. And the Dodgers are still kind of in the hunt for the division against the Giants. So, like we were talking about, that is a potential to hurt if the Giants dip and the Dodgers get the game ahead of them. So, we want the Dodgers as of right now. Nothing is impossible.
That might change whenever we see. I think realistically it'll be the Dodgers or the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
I think these other teams, the Padres, the Cardinals, the Phillies, and the Mets, they're all battling for the second wild card.
Yeah. St. Louis is 4 games out, Phillies 5.5, and the Mets are 7.5. So yeah, we 1.5 games. It's great that we're in it right now, but man, that's still nerve-wracking.
Did you see that?
What?
Did you hear about that Dodgers Padres game last night?
No. Oh, that went for like 6 hours.
Yeah, ended like late in the morning. But so the Dodgers, August 11th, they lost to the Marlins, lost 3 in a row to the D-backs. Then they lost 3 in a row to the Rockies. Then they lost 2 out of 3 to the Phillies. And now they're 2 games in the hole to the Dodgers. I mean, and then they play the Angels for 2 and then the D-backs again. And the D-backs swept them last time. The Padres. Yes, I mean, they're just not good right now. They're losing to bad teams. So
they are.
That's good for the Reds, but dang, that's what a collapse.
It hurts to be a Padres fan.
I mean, we complain about the bullpen, but dang, imagine being them thinking like, oh, we've got the division, and then like the Giants, which have been just patched together, is leading the division, and the Dodgers just bought an all-star team at the trade deadline. Jeez. All right, so that was the wild card hunt. Let's talk about some injuries. Breaking injury news this week. John Sadak, the Reds announcer in the booth on TV, broke bones in both of his elbows while jogging.
Holy crap!
He did take a few days off, but now he's back. Both arms are in slings, and I cannot imagine how miserable
Are
that's
you
got to be.
sure he wasn't like full blown sprinting? How do you break bones in both your elbows just
I don't know,
jogging?
man.
How old
That would
is he?
suck.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
look.
know. Probably in his
He's got
40s.
golly. He's not frail. I mean,
No. Well, I mean, I tore my shoulder up,
oh yeah,
a
that is
couple years
true.
ago, but I'm saying even having one arm in a sling is
Terrible.
miserable. I can't imagine having two, because like tying my shoes, putting a shirt on with a sling, and like not being able to move my shoulder
Right.
sucked. I can't imagine like having like, hey, I'm just gonna sit here like this and not do anything with my arms. But Clark wants to know, how do you do that? I don't know what you know about breaking bones in both arms. I assume he fell. I don't really.
He had to fall like elbows first. How do you catch yourself? Elbows
No,
first.
you can catch yourself, and that can send
Well,
like
yeah, I guess that's
shockwave up.
true. Yeah.
When I fell and tore my shoulder, my
Did he
first
fall off a cliff? Did he jaw off a cliff?
maybe my first pain came actually like I planted myself, completely blew my shoulder out, right?
Mm.
But the pain that I felt at the time was all in my forearm, and I thought I've broken my forearm.
Right.
Turns out my forearm was fine. Nothing wrong with it at all.
Yeah, just destroyed your shoulder.
Yeah, I forget the name. It's like reflective pain, redacted pain, something pain.
But he did save his child's life. Justin saved his child's life.
That's right. It did.
Taking the brunt of the fall.
That's right. He only took the
stop squirming around. He'll never let him live that one down.
Yeah, that's right. So that happened, and then on even worse news, TJ Antone returned from the IL. We thought he would be our savior as we head towards the end of the season here, and now after 5 pitches, he's back on the IL, and he announced today that he will be having Tommy John surgery for the second time tomorrow morning. Yeah. Just sucks. You hate to see that. I mean, the dude, so good.
It's the second time. That's nuts.
Yeah. And since it's happening so late, we realistically probably won't see him until 2023. We might see him at the end of next year, but probably 2023. I would just save him for 2023.
Yeah, I wouldn't rush it, especially 2 times.
Jesse Winker has yet to resume baseball activities. He is a couple of weeks away from just even doing that. So we're looking at probably mid to late September for him. Nick Senzel, no one.
Oh my gosh, man, he's just dead.
He might be dead. He was activated from the injured list and immediately optioned to AAA, which set the entire fan base on fire. Twitter was a mess, and they're like, "What the heck? Like, you've got Shogo."
We talked about that in the last episode. We're like, "Where are they going to?"
Did we talk about that?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I mean, it was just an awful. In my opinion, that was an awful decision. But then it came out they have put him back on the IL, and I'm assuming they put him on the 60-day. So I'm hoping that like it doesn't start a whole new 60. I don't think it will. That seems kind of extreme.
They're just being precautious, kind of a thing.
Yeah, but he's still injured, so I don't know if we'll see him again. But
he's your guy. I picked so much better than you. I picked
there were so many rumors though, because he didn't report to AAA that one day, and they're just like, "Oh, he's done. He's so mad," and it turns out he's just really hurt. So we have no timetable for him. Let's dive in to our awards, shall we?
Ooh, we shall.
Yeah, Clark says, "Guys, stay away from that Fight Club."
Hey, Clark, we don't talk about Fight Club. It's first rule Fight Club.
You already broke rule 1 and rule 2. So my play of the week is Jonathan India's diving catch to rob a hit, although it looked like he was hurt at the end. He got up and was like,
he like kind of did like a weird yoga pose to kind of stretch out everything, and it didn't look good, but it was freaking sweet though.
Yeah, it was. Him and Shogo are just so much fun to watch defensively.
Shogo, that's what I was gonna say. He's not my guy, but watching Shogo play defense is just watching him beeline line drive balls is just so much fun.
Yes, honestly, like I know Shogo doesn't hit, but like I like Shogo, but like I'd rather just have Billy Hamilton back. I mean, he can't hit either.
Right, yeah.
He was fun to watch.
Yeah. Which, Shogo don't have the speed. No way. But
he has speed, though. He does have speed, but not 99 speed like an MLB The Show.
Yeah. But, it is fun to really watch him play defense. Gosh, man. And he swings so hard. If he just connect, he'd probably hit every ball out of the park. But my guy, and I spelled it right this time, not Lewis, it's Luis Castillo, with his 2 sweet plays off the mound against the Brewers. The one was a behind the back snag, throw to Votto.
I'll never know how they do that.
I know.
I
Oh
never
my gosh.
whenever I see it, I'm like, how did you catch
I would
that?
throw if I caught that ball. I'm not saying I wouldn't catch it because I think it's obviously just pure luck. It's just reaction and it goes in your glove. But if I caught it like that, I would turn and throw the ball 20 feet over Joey Votto's head because I was so like pumped up that I caught the ball. I'd way overthrow it. But yeah, Luis, not his former brother, Luis Castillo.
Lewis. I see you're surprised down there. That's funny. My hitter of the week is one Tyler Naquin or Nakin, as Joey Votto says. I still don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say we never got clarification on that. I would like to know because he was dead serious. Votto was dead serious when he said that.
We should go to a Reds game, okay? And we should camp out by the player entrance and just wait till he comes out and say, "Hey, Tyler,
well, I didn't think it would happen. That game I went to this year where we got those foul balls. He signed my nephew's ball. I wasn't around. Cool. I was on the complete other end of the field.
Should have had somebody ask him, how do you say your last name?
Yeah. And my nephew said Tyler Naquin signed my ball. So maybe he asked. I'll have to ask him next time I see him if he asked him.
But he's hitting .458 over the last 2 weeks with 5 homers, 9 RBIs, and as of today, has a 15-game hitting streak.
Yeah.
Dang.
I love it. You got to love these guys. They just randomly pick up.
Yeah.
They just absolutely get them nuts. My hitter of the week is one Nicholas Castianos. Over the last 7 games, he is batting .407 with 3 homers and 8 RBIs. He is doing what he needed to do coming off of the injury, and we can't thank him enough. So thank you, Nick Castellanos. We appreciate your contribution to the squad. Yes.
Last guy that left is in hot water, so keep that in mind. Maybe don't leave.
Yeah. Yeah.
Grass isn't always greener. All right.
Yeah, right. Just stay in Cincinnati.
Just stay here. Stay out of trouble.
Go to a big city. Just stay in Cincinnati.
Pitcher of the week for me, Vladimir Gutierrez. Second show in a row that I'm picking him. Since our last episode, he's pitched 19 1/3 with a 2-1 record and a 1.86 ERA.
That is nuts.
Man, so good. Like, he's just so good right now.
I think I lost my one. Let me see if I still got this.
I see it. I like your note for this one. Can I just read what you wrote?
Yeah, because I gotta find
notes,
the stats.
Cortland
I had the stats pulled up. That's why I put that.
So I write out exactly like the stats and everything. Cortland wrote out Sonny Gray. He is good.
Yes, he is. I'm mainly
that should be the name of the episode. Sonny Gray. He is good.
I'm mainly referring to the game today. I believe he went 6 innings, maybe 8 strikeouts again or 6 strikeouts again today. But also referring back to the Marlins series where he had 7 innings and 5 strikeouts. So he's just been doing good, and you love to see it because, like we've said a long time ago, he was kind of that guy we were iffy about, and he's doing exactly what you could ask him to do. So, yeah, Sonny Gray, he is good.
He is good. My biggest surprise, the Reds roller coaster we talked about, we're still on it. The ride's not almost over. We're just going up and down and up and down, and it's happening. And also TJ Anton.
Yep. Yeah, that was for sure a big surprise. They didn't talk about it like at first. Like they're just like, oh, like we're just going to send him back down. He's got an injury, and they're like, it's Tommy John surgery, and we're like, oh crap. So yeah, that's an honorable mention for me. Also, I don't have it in there, but yeah, that wasn't fun. But Barrero, Justin, you want to take my note on this one, or do you want me to read it?
You can read it.
Okay. Barrero was absolutely lighting it up. We were singing his praises for weeks on end in the minors, but he's kind of crapping the bed as of late. So again, small sample size, 12 at bats. And it's kind of hard, like we said, to get into a groove when you're not playing all the time. So I think he'll do okay. I think he'll do fine.
I have an idea for you to make a meme. To make a meme.
Okay.
You need to make a meme from that It's Always Sunny episode when someone poops in the bed and they don't know who it is. And then like
put whoever the player is.
Barrero be like, is it me?
It's me.
That's a classic episode. I mean, I don't blame him. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm not worried about him. He's having inconsistent. Huh?
I'm not hitting the panic button.
No. That would suck though if he just got to a point where he's like, oh, I just can't hit major league hitting or Major League pitching.
Right.
I can only hit AAA pitching.
I'll just drop him down, and he'll sell a bunch of minor league tickets.
Yeah. Cortland, let's look ahead, shall we?
Okay. It didn't work for me last time, but I'm going to do it again this time. But you can say yours first.
Okay. Well, first off, the Reds face the Marlins again after sweeping them 4 games.
Sorry. I wasn't looking. That's for me. That's why you led me into that.
I did, yeah.
I thought we were just talking. So the Reds face the Marlins this weekend, and they have a 3-game series against the Cardinals after that. That's looking ahead. Justin, looking ahead. What's your prediction for these 2 series?
I think they're going to run it back. They're going to sweep the Marlins again.
Okay.
But then they're only going to win 2 out of 3 against St. Louis. St. Louis has been pretty good. I know we hate them. I have a question for you. Actually, I have a question for everybody watching if you want to chime in. It was announced that Yadier Molina has signed a 1-year contract and will retire at the end of next season.
Sweet.
Yadier Molina is the enemy of the Reds, correct?
Right.
In his final game in Cincinnati, how will the crowd react to him? Will they actually be like, will they acknowledge like his career and be like, okay, you did have a heck of a career. We hate you, but like,
right. Yeah, kind of. I mean, I know if I was there, I don't know.
Clark says good riddance, so we know his answer.
I don't know because like, what's the stadium expected to do? Like, because baseball is not like basketball where they do this whole like end of career tour. Like
they kind of do. They kind of do.
I mean, they do, but like
they do like the chairs and bases and stuff.
I feel like in basketball, they just didn't give a crap. Like when people do that stuff, like when the players are retiring, it's the retiring season. It does not matter if you're that team's like number 1 rival. They're just like, yes, like you're like, what a great player. Like, just thank you for everything. But like baseball, man, the rivalries are a little darker. Like, I don't know. If it's going to play out the same, especially with what happened this year. Now, if next year it's not really anything going on, it's just normal baseball games. Yeah. I think I would do it. I would stand up and applaud him if I was prompted to. I don't know.
I think I'll just kind of follow the crowd. I mean, chances are I'm not going to be at his final game in Cincinnati anyway, but I am curious to see like what happens because I mean, it truly is. I mean, our main villain is gone. Right. I feel like, and I view him as the main villain. Maybe someone else views a different player, but
maybe just do it out of a little bit of that. Like, congratulations, get out of here. Like,
yeah, you're not
welcome back here anymore. You deserve to leave. Thank you.
Yeah. I am interested to see like how that will go down. And honestly, knowing him, he'll probably be hurt for most of it. So who knows?
Yeah. He'll be sitting in the stands.
Did you give your predictions?
I didn't, and I'm going to do this because I was kind of close the last time, but I think I'm going to do this till it happens. Until we can name an episode Sweep Sweep Baby. I'm calling this. I think I have a better chance with this one. We're going to sweep the Marlins and we're going to sweep the Cardinals. So
don't forget what you said if the Reds made the postseason.
Yeah, I know.
I've been
thinking about that today.
You will floss the entire episode.
I know. That's a long episode. Golly, you go an hour.
I know. He's been sitting there like this.
I'm going to sabotage it and delete all the notes right before the episode so you don't know what to talk about. And then I can just floss for maybe 15 minutes.
I keep a copy downloaded on my iPad.
Dang. But not if I delete them out of the drive.
No, I save a copy. Like whenever I type them up, I save it.
So I have to go and get your iPad and then delete it off there.
Yeah, okay. You can just floss for an hour.
But yeah, that's still the plan. But I want an episode to be named Sweep Sweep Baby. So
Rookie of the Universe.
That's my nephew.
Yeah, he thinks India's Rookie
Malachi. Did you ask Tyler Naquin how he pronounced his last name?
Is it Naquin or Nakeen? Okay, he fixed it. Rookie of the Year. So not Universe, just the year.
Hey, Universe, not bad.
I know.
My nephew is a Dodgers fan too. So
hang on, I'm blocking him.
That's high praise.
I can put the user in timeout. I don't know. I guess that means he can't comment for a while.
Me and him might be throwing fists at each other at the playoffs workout.
He did not ask how he said his name.
And
dang. All right, next time. All right, that was episode 17 of Better Off Reds. Thank you for listening and watching and participating, and we had a good time. Yep. He says LOL. He's laughing, probably about the Dodger stuff. We appreciate you for tuning in and subscribe and like and share and review and retweet and do all that fun stuff. And we should be live again next Thursday. Hopefully we'll come in and we'll be talking about how high that roller coaster is going as we win all these games.
All right. Yeah.
It's gonna go up, and then maybe a little dip, little dip, but like then right back up.
Right. Not too scary of a dip.
No.
Yeah, I want to dedicate this episode to the Battle of Legnano.
I'm blocking him. All right. Thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you next week. Bye.
See you later.